Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Wade Weedo here. Wanted to welcome you to tonight's video. It's going to be financial efficiency. Is it better to save more money or earn more money? So I'm going to kind of cover those topics tonight. One thing I do have to put out there as a disclaimer is this video is for educational purposes only. It's my opinions. Based on the stuff that I've read, I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm not a licensed professional in that sense. But what I'm going to share with you is kind of just the two main schools of thought. People are always saying, oh, I need to save more money. Other people are saying, oh, I need to make more money. I'm going to kind of talk about the pros and cons of both. So feel free to give me some likes, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. And if you have questions, let's keep this thing pretty interactive as we're moving on. But the first topic is saving more money. So what does that look like if you're, living this life, trying to be an adult, all that stuff? Well, saving more money each month. This is basically, I'm going to save more of my paycheck to pay off expenses or just to have more money in the bank. So I'm just going to kind of refer back. I'm not an expert. I'm just going to share what I've learned through different books, videos, seminars, all that fun stuff. But I've kind of tagged the book Antifragile. We've talked about this on a previous video as far as being anti-fragile. Basically, think of pruning a plant. When you prune a plant, when you eliminate anything that's unnecessary, that plant's going to grow. Well, what if we did that with our bank accounts? If we eliminated, those monthly subscriptions or, buying just random stuff, throwing stuff in the grocery cart that's kind of unnecessarily. If we're looking to grow our bank account, get out of debt, all that stuff, eliminating anything unnecessary is going to be the first step to kind of growing that bank account. So this is still under the save more category, so saving by elimination. So that goes along with Anti-Fragile. If you've read that book, this is kind of the whole strategy in there is growing from eliminating different things. The next one, if you're in debt, the stats out there are crushing as far as debt. Just the student loan debt these days has overcame and surpassed credit card debt. So student loan debt is in the trillions of dollars. So one of my roles is working with education and helping people keep those student loan debts down. Unfortunately, that's the big thing is, if we're not using student loans as a investment for our future, for our career goals, and all of our educational needs, that can add up really quickly. So student loan debt, credit card debt, there's all sorts of debt out there. People fall on hard times, and some people just need to learn to manage their money better. Either way, there's some really good steps it's called the debt snowball. If you're familiar with Dave Ramsey, basically the whole concept is making sure that we're paying off our debt, starting with the smallest debt chunk. So say I've got a credit card bill that's $10 a month. Say I've got another credit card that's $200 a month. Basically what we're going to do is pay off the smallest ones, the $10 one first, and then we're going to have more and more money, growing our momentum to pay off those bigger and bigger debt balances. So that concept, again, Dave Ramsey's the expert in that. I coach with some of his principles as well, but the debt snowball is a good way to save more, is, eliminating this debt. Here's kind of the process to get there. And then another one, this whole save more, if you're looking to save your way into riches, the thing is we're going to be always limited by reoccurring expenses. So think about that, your Netflix subscription, your mortgage, your rent. You're going to have to buy food every single month. So these are reoccurring expenses, and it's going to be hard to eliminate all of these. So you can eliminate a lot of things. Do we really need a car in this day and age? We can Uber, we can do the Lyft thing, we can walk, we can bike. So, some cases eliminating a car payment isn't the worst idea if your goal is to save more money and grow your bank account that way. But, the fact of the matter is nobody's saved their way to being a millionaire. Look at your salary. How long would it take you if you didn't spend another dollar with your current salary? How long is it going to take you to become a millionaire? So think about that when we're talking about saving more. So that's the one limitation, is there's always going to be some sort of reoccurring expense. And again, saving our way to riches, it might be a longer process than we're really looking to get out of life. And I kind of use this next point as a joke, but it's one of those things that's like, oh, I see what you guys are doing there. So there's no trophy for saving money. Like, oh yeah, I saved $1,000. Kohl's is famous for this. You check out at Kohl's and, oh, you saved 35% off of your total bill. Well, and this is one of those things is it's not how much you save, it's how much you spent. So think about that when you're at the supermarket, whatever, and you see something that's on sale. So, well, you're still spending X number of dollars. Well, I got $200 off. You're not getting a trophy for saving $200. You still spent however much you spent. So kind of keep that in mind. You can't save your way to riches. Those are kind of the two limitations as far as saving more to grow your bank account. Well, let's talk about earning more. This is another thing. Earning more money if you want to increase your bank account, all that. Usually that takes gaining a skill. Think about what it takes for you to get more money in your current job. Most likely that's going to require putting a little bit more effort or gaining a new skill to get a promotion. If you're a commission-based person, if you're in the sales world, that's simply going out and making more sales. Well, what's going to happen over time is you're going to gain more and more skills. And the way that our economy works is you get paid for the value that you deliver to the economy. So if you're making more sales, you're delivering more value, you're going to have to be a very skilled person. You can go out there and do as much as you can, but if you don't have the skills, life's a lot easier with skills. So focusing on gaining skills is going to help increase your income. The other kind of tag along point with that, Grant Cardone's pretty famous for all of his books and saying 10x your life, 10x your income. So if we're 10 timesing how much we're earning each year, what does that look like? If we're talking about, well, I'm going to save my current salary, how long is it going to take me to get to $1 million? What if I times my salary each year by 10? I'm going to get to $1 million a lot quicker than if I just saved my money. So being able to 10x your income, well, it's going to start again with that skill. You're going to have to 10 times your skill. Maybe that's your financial knowledge. Maybe that's your work ethic. Maybe that's changing careers, but something's going to have to change to earn more money. You can't just accidentally earn more money. That's really not how this works. And then the next thing, if you guys are familiar with Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I've talked about him a couple times, but Robert Kiyosaki talks a lot about, buying your luxury items with money that you've generated from assets. Well, how do we kind of get to that point? Well, we're gaining our skills, we're applying this work ethic, we're having a plan with it, but being able to leverage our skills or our money. Think about this in the real estate world. If you bought a house 10 years later, it's now worth more money, you sell it. That's leveraging your money. You might not be, on flip or flop, you're not flipping houses, but the whole point is you're leveraging your money. And that's the way that we're going to start building wealth as well, is either leveraging our skills. If you're really good at something, focus on that one thing and leverage that. If you've got some money and you're looking for some investments, that's another way to earn more money. Just going to throw this out here. When you have more money, your life's a little bit, I wouldn't say easier. We're always going to have problems, but when you have more money, you're probably able to help more people. So kind of keep that in mind is, what are your goals? All right, you want to travel. Well, what if you 10 times your income? You can go on 10 times as many trips as you're already taking, and whatever that looks like. But the kind of warning here is money, people view it as a bad thing, and they kind of skew what that looks like. Money's not a bad thing unless you're a bad person. And I'm going to say that maybe it strikes a chord, but one of the things is money only amplifies who you already are. So if you're taking a deep look into your heart, are you going to use this money for just yourself? After a while, if I 10 times my income, it's like, well, I can only spend so much money on myself. What am I going to do next? Tony Robbins talks about having a legacy. A lot of people that have been there and done that, as far as being a mentor in the financial world, they talk about having a legacy. What's that bigger thing outside of yourself? So money can be one of those things, you can end so many problems with more money. So money's not always a bad thing. It just amplifies who you are. The limitations, though, of earning more money, you're limited by time. I mean, both of these are going to take effort. You're going to have to put in some effort. Again, saving more, you're limited by money itself. You can only save so much per year, unless your house, your car, maybe you've got a garden and able to live completely sustainable. But even at that point, if you break your arm, you might be trading and bartering to actually, fix your arm, whatever it is. So being able to earn more money, you're still going to have problems with either of these. It's what problems do you want to choose to have? So if you're kind of mastering both of these concepts, if you want to save more money and then also earn more money, you're gonna have to have a plan in mind. You've got to be very specific. So we've talked about SMART goals before. I'm going to put the SMART goal link. There's this free sheet. You can print it off. You can download it in Google Docs, whatever you prefer to do. But being able to write these goals down and being able to track your progress is kind of a cool thing. So there's a link in the kind of description of this video, and I'll put it in the comments as soon as I'm done as well. But as far as that, being able to write these things down and be specific, knowing where you want to go, why you want to get there, and how you're going to get there. So that's kind of the whole point of the SMART goal sheet. The thing is about, if you're trying to master both saving money, earning money, I'm going to refer back to the whole Dave Ramsey snowball effect. The whole reason his training is so effective is because it gives you momentum. You're starting small and you're getting a bigger and bigger snowball. As that thing's rolling down the hill, it gains momentum, right? So as far as that, being singular focused on this as well. You want to master one thing first. Be mastery oriented. If we're talking about gaining skills, what a better way to gain financial knowledge, being able to manage your money better. Maybe you're looking at investing. Maybe it could be anything to grow your wealth, grow your bank account, eliminate expenses, but being able to focus on one thing at a time before you go on to the next step. So being able to be singularly focused and being a master at whatever craft you set out to do. But again, this is all going to take effort. But one, you're going to be limited by time. The other one, you might be limited by money. If you're focusing on both, focus one at a time. Focus on where you want to put your energy and have that biggest reward first. So why would we look at doing all this? A lot of people say, oh, I want to be rich. Well, what does rich look like? For me, it's all about financial freedom. That means having my house paid off, having my truck paid off, having some sort of form of income where if I, get paralyzed and can't work anymore, all of my bills are paid. Because again, those food expenses, taking care of the dogs, going to Camp Bow Wow, whatever it is, there's always going to be some sort of expense in my life. So I need to find a way to make more money or have investments kind of pay for whatever expenses I have. So the whole point of financial freedom is my bills are paid every single month. Some people call this retirement. I personally don't want to wait until I'm too old to enjoy travel. I don't want to wait until, my kids are grown and gone to college and then I can retire. I think I'm always going to want to give and coach. That's my biggest passion is, really helping others grow to where they want to be in life. I think I'm always going to be doing that, but when I can start focusing on coaching people to their potential rather than, hey, I'm doing this to get a paycheck to pay my bills, my life's going to change. And that's only going to happen as soon as I'm financially independent. Financial and freedom, I put down the 5 W's, but really that's doing what you want, when you want, where you want, with who you want. And that's on your time. When do you want to do that? So being able to have some goals in mind. For me, financial freedom is why I want to grow my bank account so I can go out and help more people. Again, 10xing my efforts, 10xing my life purpose. I want to be able to reach, if that's 100 people a year, 1,000 people a year, I want to help make a difference. So really, I'm going to kind of wrap it up there. If you need any sort of education as far as investments, money management, how to get out of debt, take me up on this offer. There's a link to efficiencytrader.com. I've got some resources that I've been working on. It's another part of the efficiency brand. Again, being efficient is being simple and effective. So whatever that looks like in your life, maybe it's in your health. Maybe you want to feel and look better. Maybe you want to have better relationships. Maybe you want to be able to get your financial goals taken care of. Those are the 3 main areas that I focus on because, with your health, you have to have energy to do all these things. I've been talking about effort. Life's never going to be easy, but we can get better. So my role as a coach is to help coach you to become the best you. So if you're looking for help in any of those areas, your health, your wealth, your relationships, that's my kind of life purpose here is to help coach you there. So feel free to like this video, share this video. It only goes around if people keep it going around. So feel free to like my official professional business page. Again, this is one of those things where I want to be able to help more people. If that's just as simple as liking and sharing a video, I definitely want to thank you for all of your guys' support. So hope this helps you guys. If you have questions, jump on my calendar and we'll go from there. Have a great night.